We're streaming live. All right. Welcome to Summer at SAC. I'm Hot Mustard, and this morning we're going to be talking with Dr. Greer from the TRIO Veteran Support Services here at San Antonio College. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for having me. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. How are you?
I'm loving it. I love the rain this morning.
Yeah,
Good surprise.
That was a nice surprise.
Looking forward to the flowers. It's going to be good. So TRIO. So last summer we started Summer at SAC, and we had you on, and it was so cool having you on because we were about to get the grant to have the whole program refunded, but we didn't know if we had the grant or not yet during that show. So as a kind of a continuation, what is the status of the grant?
The status of the grant is, ironically, we did that show, I think it was on a Tuesday, and I think late Wednesday afternoon, we got the notification that we were funded again for another 5 years. So Hot Mustard is our mojo. So I have to come on next 4 years from now and do the show, and then we'll get the grant again. So yes, we were able to be funded again to serve 120 student veterans here at SAC, help them achieve their goals.
That is phenomenal. Very awesome. So it's 5 years.
Yes. So 2025, maybe late 2024, we'll start writing again and show our wonderful work that we've done on the last 5 years. And I just think they need to put an asterisk by 2020, 2021 because of COVID, but I think we'll do exceptional work even during the pandemic. So that's, I think that'll be the conclusion of the matter.
Awesome. So when we hear TRIO, let's talk about the history of it. It used to be 3 specific services.
Yes.
And then now it has expanded to 9.
Yeah, 8 or 9. I think it's 8. It might, yeah, I think it's 8. But TRIO started in the 60s. It was an idea from President Lyndon Johnson, and he felt like education was the best way to get marginalized populations out of poverty. And so we started the TRIO program. It started with Upward Bound to say, if we could show students college, what they could be, what they could major in, how they could become an engineer, those types of things, and help them get there, then that would get them on a path to a better life. And so that Upward Bound happened with that. So once we got them there, we did a good job getting them to school, getting them graduated from high school and getting them to college. And we found out, the research showed that once they got there, they failed miserably, mainly because there wasn't any support. When you think about high school, they give you your books at high school. If your parent hadn't gone to college, when you get to college, nobody tells you where to get the book. You just, so it's just key information. And that's a very small illustration of things that happen to students, that they fail, don't know where to ask questions, don't know who to go to. What does this mean? Not really much direction. And so Student Support Services came on to provide that support. This is where you go get your books. This is your syllabi. This is your class schedule. Let's register. Are you working? Okay, what time do you work? So don't schedule classes during your work time. Those types of things is what started with Student Support Services. So then after that, they decided to reach further back to middle school, which is called Talent Search, to prep them for high school, to prep them for college. So you got Talent Search, like 7th, 8th grade. Then they come to Upward Bound, high school. Then they graduate from high school, come to a college, hopefully with a wonderful program like Student Support Services, college, get them through that. And then there's another one called McNair, and that takes them all the way through to a PhD. So there's coverage just throughout the trajectory of an education. Then we have some small some special populations like preparing students if they want to become a teacher. We have those that are focused specifically on students with disabilities. We have one specifically focused on students majoring in STEM programs. And we have one that focuses on veterans that are returning back to college. And so at SAC, we're fortunate enough to have 3 Upward Bound programs. One we call an Upward Bound Classic, and then we have UB Math and Science. We also have Student Support Services STEM. So students that are in allied health or any STEM program can join that program. I'm the director of the Student Support Services Veterans. So we're running pretty deep over here at SAC with our TRIO program. So we're proud.
And how did you get started in this work, in this line of work?
Oh my goodness. I've been in the grant world, education grant world, federal grant world for over 20 years. And it's just an opportunity to help students in ways that may not necessarily, the college or the institution may not have those funds. So it's a way to attract funds from another purse, if you will, or another pocket. And so, the Department of Ed, they put out these requests for proposals or RFP. We write a beautiful grant and they say, you know what, this is a good idea. We think it'll work. We're going to give you some money to make it work. And that's how I kind of got into it. I actually had a VP that said, I know you could do this, so come in here and help me. So that's what happened. And here I am 20 years later, still doing it.
And so if there's any professors, watching this and they see a student that's a veteran, probably struggling with the classwork and stuff, how can they steer them to you?
Okay. When you think about veterans at SAC, you think about the lovely Victory Center. So they'll say, you need to go to the Victory Center. I want to be a little bit more specific. You need to go to the TRIO office, Victory Center room 122. And then we can help them with their questions, give them some directions of answers that we know. If they need to go to the Veteran Affairs office, it's right across the hall. It's not across campus. So I would recommend that they send them to us, Victory Center 122, and we will help them as much as we can. We will talk to them about our program. And then we will also, if there's not something we can help them with, if it's out of our wheelhouse, we'll take them to the VA office and let them continue from there. But it will be a warm handoff. It won't be, oh, just go across the street over there. And no, we'll take you across the hall over there and let them assist you.
Nice. So, and that's one of the nice things. That's one of the nice things about SAC. No matter who you are, we want to help you. We're here to help you.
Yeah.
And if there's one department that can't help you, we're going to find someone who can. Because that's what we're, the Aspen Prize that we recently won.
Yes.
That's why, because we do not give up on our students and we do everything we can to take away the I can't mentality.
Absolutely.
Why didn't you go to class? Well, I can't.
Yeah.
No. We're going to get you to class.
No. Let's change that. And so I think what is so remarkable about the campus is most of us that have been to college, we know about the big runaround. Oh no, you need to go to Hannah Hall. Well, no, they moved over to Fletcher. Oh no, they moved over to Smith Hall. And so you're running around and still hadn't had a question and your question answered. And so I think for the most part, hate to give people the runaround. So let's find out. Before you go, let me call. Before you go, let me instant message somebody. Before I let you go, let me give you at least a name, a contact person, a room number, or let me take you, as in like in the Victory Center. I can walk you around the hall. So that's kind of the motive behind it. And that's what drives us to create, to eliminate any runaround, if you will, for a better word. Plus it's hot. You don't want to be doing that. It's too hot to be in the wrong building. Like, what? This is not the building. Yeah, it's too hot for that.
It's a pretty big campus.
Yes, it is.
And you know, and I know how it feels being a new student here at SAC, and it can be a little bit daunting, you know, trying to find your way around the buildings, trying to figure out your way through registration and whatnot. And I've seen over the years, it has gotten so much better. I came from the days of, you know, lining up outside the gym.
Hey.
Having to rush in and go to your table to register for classes. So
and hope they still got a card or whatever it was they were using at the time, class card, like, or tell your friend, get 2 at the front of the line or whatever.
Yep.
So days of ancient history.
So when we hear support services, what kind of services are offered?
Okay, so at Trio, we like to do a one-stop shop or a holistic approach. Probably not one-stop shop, because, you know, for as good as we are, you know, there are some things we allow others to do for us. So we provide academic advising. In other words, we want to, you know, student has to write up their mission statement. And so now that we have our statement, why are you here? What is it you want to do? Now let's map out how we're going to get there. You want to be a nurse? Okay, let's go with, this is the degree plan. These are the courses you have to take. And so we provide that academic advising. We do lots of assessments, like what is their learning style, how they learn, what's the best time management for them? Do they have jobs that they're juggling? They have kids they're juggling? What are those things to kind of help them map out their academic life? So if they're not, for instance, with me, I use my own example. I made the tragic mistake of taking a calculus class Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 3 o'clock. She who, you know, I can do numbers, but when the alphabets are in there, it just kind of throws me off a little bit. So I needed to have that class at 8 o'clock because I'm most keen at 8 o'clock. And so we teach students how to learn that about themselves, self-awareness, how to put together a good schedule that works for you from a time management point of view, as well as progression. And so we monitor their grades to make sure that they're on top of everything. If not, we're going to reach out and lovely touch. It's going to be a lovely touch and see what's going on, how we can help, and make sure that they are on the right track. If they need additional tutoring, and so we provide tutoring. If there isn't, if it's a subject area like cybersecurity that we may not be equipped with, then we make arrangements with Slack Lab and the cybersecurity department to make sure that the student can get some extra support in that. We expose our students to different majors, to what the career looks like. The occupational handbook, Outlook handbook, is an exceptional tool that we use. It projects what is it you want to major in. By this year in the United States, they're going to be looking for these many engineers, chemical engineers. This is the expected salary, those types of things to help keep them motivated in what they want to do. We provide financial aid coaching. We help them with their FAFSA. Most veterans don't think that they can get financial aid. And the truth of the matter is, yes, they can. Now, our goal is for them to not have any student loan debt at all. So we're looking for grants and we're looking for scholarships, and we encourage them. Let's complete the FAFSA so you can see if you qualify for the Pell Grant. And about 90% of my veterans qualify for the Pell Grant, which is free money for them to take care of themselves. And so they'll say, well, we're getting VA benefits. I don't really want to take that from another student. It's like, you're a student. I understand you're a veteran and you got that giving heart. But if you need a new tire for your car, I want you to fill out this Pell Grant and get you some more tires so you can get to class. And that's how that works. And so, you know, they'll have a light bulb moment. Okay, as long as I'm not hurting somebody else. Like, no, you're helping you. I appreciate, you know, we always say over here, you've served us. Let us serve you. Let us help you. We know higher ed. We know how to help you get a degree, how to help you get tutoring, financial aid, scholarships, and all of those things without having Sally Mae move into your back room. Because if you get a student loan, she's gonna move in and you're gonna have to pay a student loan back. So Sally Mae we're trying to stay away from the student loan lady.
Yeah. Leaving the armed services and, going to school, you shouldn't have to know paperwork in and out.
Yeah.
Like that's a major within itself sometimes from what it seems. So what are the different types of benefits that veterans may qualify for?
Well, we have some, ones I just explained: tutoring, financial literacy. What we absolutely love with our peer mentors, we do a good job in helping them leverage their VA educational benefits with their financial aid, apply for scholarships, helping them look for internships, and just basically opening that world up to see, hey, here's a pot of money. It might be $500, but I mean, if you fit this particular description and they're offering to give it to you, apply. The college has lots of scholarships that students oftentimes don't apply for. And they've made it quite simple. It's one application. It is one essay. We help them write their essay. We review it. We let them, put their words down, what they're trying to communicate. And then we'll review it with them and say, this might be a better way to say this. This is a run-on sentence. Put a comma in there. Do this, do that, to make it presentable and readable, so that they can submit it with their scholarship application. And so we've had several students to get SAC scholarships. Many students get the Pell Grant, and it can be $3,000, $5,000, whatever that government limit is. And the thing with the Pell Grant is it's guided by your taxable income. Well, if they're receiving VA benefits that's not taxable, then you have no taxable income, which means you're probably going to get a Pell Grant.
Hmm. And what I meant earlier was the financial benefits that they're getting from serving in the military.
So they have several. It just depends on which chapter of the VA educational benefit that they qualify for. And that typically is handled more in the Veteran Affairs Office. My peer mentors are schooled on Chapter 31, Chapter 33, the Hazelwood, all of those particular benefits that help by the federal government for them having served those they qualify for. And so the Veteran Affairs Office will help them with that. We can help them in part because my people are always learning. Our team is always learning. And so we got a little under our belt, so we can kind of go a little bit with them. So our financial literacy program really try to help them leverage the two. Because if they do it, as best as we can get them to do it, they should be able to come out of school with no debt, no student loan debt. If we do it right, or if we play it wisely, you know what I mean? Part of the time they have so many hours that the VA benefit covers, and they have to be academic successful. So during this COVID period, they've been really tentative about coming to school, number one, because they really don't want to mess up a benefit. You know what I mean? They want to make sure that all things are as aligned as they could be. I can go to class. I can do these things. I got my family straight now. So now I can focus on school. But with all the extraneous things happening externally, some of them have so many other things going on, like family care, elderly care, child care, jobs, those types of things. So we're just trying to help them think it through and develop a plan of when they can come back. So look like the fall is going to be a better time for them. So that's what, so we'll be working on that. But we have some students that have already registered for the fall. They're here this summer. And so we're excited to have them in school. I don't want
Nice.
them to lose their mojo. I really want them to keep going.
You have to keep that momentum.
Yes, I really want them to keep going. So, but I understand, the challenges that they face.
How would a veteran know they qualify to be part of the program?
Well, just come in and ask me. Mainly, there are things that to be eligible for the TRIO program is geared toward first generation income eligible college students. And so by first generation, that means that neither my mom or my dad got a bachelor's degree. So even if their mom and dad was a welder and he's a certified welder, they still can come. Even if they were adopted and their adopted parents had a degree, they still can come because their biological parent didn't have a degree that they know of. If they have an academic need, which is basically everybody, come. Income eligible, because most of their income is not taxable, they're probably going to qualify. So the best thing to do is to come and see Dr. Greer and Kyle DeStefano in Victory Center, room 122, and we can help you and let you know if you qualify for the TRIO services. And so outside of the academic part, when we were able to travel. We were able to take students to four-year universities, ask them what were their interests, where would you like to go? Where do you think you would like to go? And if it was within Texas, we know we've gone to the University of Houston, we've gone to Texas A&M, we've gone to Texas A&M Corpus Christi, we've gone to Rice, we've gone to Texas Southern in Houston. Where else have we gone? Texas State, definitely the locals, UTSA, UIW, Our Lady of the Lake, and just expose them to what they could be, where they could go, what interests them, and what majors they have that interest them. So we do a full tour and they get, that university get to talk to them about what they can offer them. And so that seems to be pretty good. We also do cultural events like dinner and a theater. Like, let's say we've gone to see The Lion King at the theater. We wanted to see Hamilton, but COVID came.
Yep.
I want to see Hamilton. And so we go to do those different things. We've also taken our students to the Student Veterans Association National Conference. In that conference, there are about 42,000 student veterans.
Wow.
And they had, one year it's in LA, the next year it's in Florida. So hopefully in January, we'll be able to go to LA because they were in Florida this year and we couldn't go. So, but they were able to connect with lots of companies, Raytheon, Lockheed Martin, Google, Microsoft, Samsung. All of those are sponsors of that conference, and they interview, they want to hire veterans. And so they figure it's a good place. You're coming out of school, they stay in contact with them. Just want to know, how's your grades coming along? Because, if you're willing to relocate, we have a job for you, that type of thing. So we want to give them those types of experiences, nationwide as well as local. So we look for local events as well.
Wow. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Now, once a student is in TRIO, do they need to apply again every year, or how does that work?
No, once they're in, they're in. Like, Dr. Greer is going to be like, you can't let me go now. I'm not going to let you go. You got to come on. Even if they stop out, I'm going to keep calling them. I'm going to keep sending them a birthday card and all of that to let you know we'll be waiting when you get back. Miss you, come back. And so, yeah, once they're in, they're in. Once they get a degree, because we had some students, they'll get a degree and then they'll decide, I like SAC, so I'm gonna stay here and get another degree. So that makes our job kind of tenuous in turn, because our whole job is to get you to graduate. And once you've been reported to have graduated, like, so why is he still here? And it was like, well, I'm so darling, they hate to leave me. No, not really. but, they just like SAC and they don't want to leave. And so they just want to pursue another degree. And so we can help them as best we can. They may not have the full extent of the services, but, I'll look over your paper or I'll listen to your situation and see if we can find some answers. So no, I'm not going to turn them away, but, it'll be different.
So if I'm not mistaken, the mission is to get them to a bachelor's.
That's ultimately the mission, is to get them to a bachelor's. But my primary mission is to get them to an associate's here at SAC and transfer. So mine is two-pronged. I want you to get a degree here. Don't leave me before you get a degree here. And then let's transfer to wherever you want to go.
Yep.
And usually I think there are like 4 colleges here in the city with an SSS program. So oftentimes I'm looking, not that I'm recruiting for another school, but I'm looking to give my student a warm handoff. Like this young lady was a TRIO student here. She knows about TRIO. She's a good participant. I just want to introduce you to her. And then from there, I let them make the decision, but at least she got somebody that she could connect with on that campus. Going from SAC to UTSA, it's a little bit, they may not be as friendly as we are, but I'm sure there are pockets of people that are friendly.
Yes.
But, we just have friendly overload.
So right now, the Victory Center, is it open? People can go and
They're open
walk-ins or
by appointments.
Okay.
And so we will see you in person, but you need to make an appointment. And so we have our information on our website. It's under a little construction, but the basic information is there. You can call us at 210-486-1418. My email address is dgreer13@Alamo. And reach out in touch and we'll be happy to contact you, have a conversation with you, to give you more explanations of what we do, how we do. There is one thing I really want to ensure or to bring up in this interview. In our last grant, there is something that a grant could write for called grant aid, which is separate from their financial aid. That if a student, does participation and those types of things, have good grades, continue academic progress, they'd be eligible for a TRIO grant aid. And the minimum that we can give them this year is $657. And so I just rounded up to $700 because I like even numbers. So the minimum they would get is $700, and the maximum, could go up as high as $1,200. So, that is money that's straight to them, not to tuition, not to, the bookstore, not a stipend to HEB, but it's money in their pocket. So that is, I have an opportunity these next 5 years to give out some money and help our students that way. If they need to pay their bill, if they need to keep their internet going, they can use those funds to take care of that. And the whole goal is what you need to stay in school. And so we know sometimes I got the books, I got the computer, but my lights are going to be cut off my electricity is going to be cut off in 2 days. So you can use those funds for that. And we pretty much don't ask you what you use them for. We know, and the premise is that you're going to use them for things that's going to keep you in school.
Yep.
That's the goal.
Once again, taking away
as much as we can, but taking away the can't. Taking away, I don't have. Well, let's see what we can do to help you have. Whether it be studying skills or a little, as the kids say, I don't know if they still say this, I'm kind of detached, a little paper, you can stack up for a rainy day, stack a little paper.
I think they do.
They still do. Hey, I don't know. So, I still say hip, so it's okay.
Awesome. Well, it is that time of the show. We got to go. I want to thank you, Dr. Greer. Always a pleasure having you on.
Thank you so much for this opportunity. I appreciate you. Have a great summer and be blessed. It was a great time. I always enjoy. Thank you.
Yes, and thank you for all the hard work you do.
Calling all pets.
You can find out more information online, alamo.edu/SAC/trio vets, TRIOVETS. This is Summer at SAC. I'm Hot Mustard.